is up, guys? It is your boy King here. Today I'm back with another video. Now today, as you can see in the top left corner, we are watching 6 Omegle horror stories animated. Now, as you can see, it's cut up into 7 stories, with the bonus story being the 7th. As you can see, the video is long, so I will do a part 2. If you guys get this video to 20 likes, I will do a part 2. Because you guys smashed you guys hit the last like goal of 15 likes. I'm gonna hold up my end of the bargain by getting scared again. Don't think this is gonna happen often because I hate scary things. Why do you think it took me so long to upload this video? No, but seriously, guys, thank you guys so much for all the support. Thank you guys so much for hitting 230 subs. I could not do this without you. It is insane, and I love each and every one of you. So please don't forget to comment down below what you guys want me to do next. Reaction, gaming, anything. Just let me know down below in the comments. And if you guys want to enter the giveaway, don't forget to subscribe and comment done down below. And hit that like button. 20 likes, I'll make another one. Let's get into it.
When I was 15 years old, my parents decided to go visit my uncle. I didn't want to go. I wanted to stay home and hang out with my best friend Alex, since we lived in a quiet neighborhood and there was little crime happening there. My parents allowed me to stay home and have Alex over. My mom left a note on the fridge with all emergency numbers, and my dad told me to call him if anything happens. I assured them that everything's going to be fine. Me and Alex were just going to play video games and have some pizza later. I called Alex, and he came to my house 15 minutes later. We played UFC on my PS4 for 2 hours, and then had some pizza. UFC. After our meal, we just sat in the living room talking about random stuff. Eventually, we started talking about girls. Alex mentioned a website where you could talk to random people called Omegle. He also said that he talked to some girls on there, so we just...
That is why I don't use Omegle, because the craziest people can get, dude, the craziest people are on Omegle, man. It's either penises or mean people. That's all that's ever on Omegle. That's why I don't go.
decided to go on Omegle and try our luck. For the first 30 minutes, we didn't get matched with any girls. We were starting to get bored. And just when I was moving my mouse to close out of the webpage, 2 girls showed up on our screen. They were about our age, maybe a little older. We started talking to them, but they were just typing. We could see that they were trying to talk, but we couldn't hear them. We told them to turn on their microphone, but the girl said that they don't have a microphone. We continued talking to them. We said that we were home alone, and so were they. They said that they lived in the same city as us, and...
Look at his teeth. His teeth. Ugh. Ugh.
in the same area as Alex and I, but we've never seen these girls before. I thought this was odd because our city's pretty small. After 15 more minutes, they said that we were cute and that we should hang out sometime. We were stunned. Girls usually don't want to hang out with us, so Alex gave them his Snapchat username. As soon as he typed his username, the girls disconnected. We were really bummed out. We didn't even get their names. So we just turned off my laptop and went back to PS4 to play some video games.
Oh yeah.
Some time passed. We were still playing video games when Alex took out his phone. He had just received a snap from someone called AnnaXOXO90.
That's a text message? Just thought I'd put that up there.
9. He opened it, and it was a picture of the 2 girls we met on Omegle earlier. They were walking on a street, and the caption said, "Can we come over and hang out?" Alex immediately looked at me. He didn't ask me anything. I already knew what he wanted, and I said no. He wasn't happy about this, but he understood at the same time. Alex texted them saying that he can't come over, and that they should hang out some other time. A couple of minutes later, the girls responded, "Can we meet at the park then?" So Alex asked me if I wanted to go to the park with them. It was only 10 minutes of walking from my house, but I still said no.
10 too many. Okay, these are strangers. Strangers. People will never learn.
At this point, Alex was a little frustrated, and he said he was going with or without me.
Leave him to die. Leave him to die. He's not a real friend, okay? All these white people want to go out and explore things. That's how people die, okay? And yes, I know I'm white.
Maybe he was right. Maybe I should go. Am I really going to pass up on an opportunity like this? I looked at my watch, and it was 10:30 p.m. so it wasn't that late, and my dad's friend lived right.
Hold on. I'm gonna go turn the lights off. Okay, guys. Lights are off. We're in the mood. Let's finish these stories. And let's get it. Let's get it.
Right next to the park, so I said I'd go with him. But if anything seemed strange, we would immediately go back to my place. Alex agreed. He sent the girls a snap saying that we were on our way to the park. They replied that they were waiting for us at the children's playground. We got out of my house and started walking to the park. The whole walk there, I was thinking, what if something goes wrong? We don't even know those girls, and what if someone else was at the park with them?
What if it's a dude?
I didn't want to say anything, because Alex probably would just say I'm paranoid. So I kept my thoughts to myself. After 10 minutes of walking, we got to the park. The children's playground was a little deep into the park, so I asked Alex to ask them to come to the main entrance of the park because we were already there. Alex just said, "Dude, come on," and texted them that we were at the park. After a minute or so that we arrived at the playground, there was no one there. I asked Alex if they responded to our last snap, and he said no, they just opened it. We waited there for a couple of minutes, but there was no sign of the girls. We were all alone in that park. I told Alex that they were probably just messing with us, and that we should just go home. But Alex wanted to stay a couple of minutes more. A minute passed, and that's when we heard someone walking behind us. We turned around, and there was a guy dressed in black, standing behind a tree looking at us.
Nope.
He had a creepy smile on his face.
Nope.
I said to Alex that we should go home, and that this
Yeah.
wasn't a good idea.
Let's go home.
Alex agreed, and we started walking back home.
Yeah.
The whole time, I was looking over my
Walking?
shoulder, trying
Why
to see
are
if the
you
man was
walking?
following us. And he was. I told Alex, and we instantly started running.
There you go.
Just when we got to the park's entrance, the guy grabbed my hand and started screaming in some insane way. I was screaming and kicking, trying to get him to let go of my hand. I was calling Alex to help me, but he ran away. The guy started pulling me back into the park.
Told you, not a true friend,
I
man.
was screaming as loud as I could, and that's when I saw blue and red lights. The guy must have seen them too, because he immediately let go of my hand and ran deeper into the park. I started running back to the direction of my house when a police officer stopped me. I explained everything to him, and he called my parents.
Look how fat that guy is. Holy crap. His uniform's
The police officer took me to the police station to wait for my parents to pick me up. My parents came after about an hour, and the police officer told them what happened, and so did I. My dad asked if they caught the guy, and they said they were still looking for him. When we got home, my parents were glad nothing serious happened, but they still were mad at me because I left the house to meet some girls I was talking to online. They told me to go to sleep and that everything will be alright. The next day, Alex came to my house. He was with his dad, and he apologized for running away last night. He also said that when he got home, he opened his Snapchat, and there was no sign of Anna XOXO99. It was like she never existed.
That's why I always check the stat
For some
scores.
context, I'm a teenage male, and this happened when I was around 17 years old.
Story
Back
number
then,
2, by
I
the
used
way.
to see all these videos on YouTube about Omegle horror stories and pranks. Now, I'm not particularly brave or anything,
How
but if I'm
convenient.
bored, I often find myself going to drastic measures to find something to do. After thinking for a while, I built up the courage to go on Omegle. I
That's
wanted
what
to
the
be
hub is
funny,
for.
so I didn't respond to anything or anyone. I then came across this guy that kept saying for me to talk, or else. And being a teenager, I wanted to make him mad, so I asked what he'd do in the chat. All he said was, "You should talk more," and then left. I feel pretty proud of myself for being a jerk, but slightly disturbed, so I turned Omegle off to work on some homework due the next day. After a few minutes of doing homework, I heard my dogs barking, and they wouldn't stop even when I told them to. I figured maybe somebody made a loud noise, or even had a dog whistle. After calming down my dogs and getting back to my homework, I heard the noise this time. Somebody had knocked at my back door.
Oh my god, guys.
My back door is gated with a 4-foot.
Guys. Oh my god. That was like in my that was in my ear. Oh, why am I doing this? Why am I doing this? Why am I doing this? Okay.
Fence and a lock. The only way somebody could get in is if they had a key or jumped it. After looking outside for about 10 minutes, I called my dad and told him everything. He told me that when he gets home, he'll look around. I accepted that because
That's too
he's a
long.
doctor and he's got a lot of work to do. Half an hour passes, my dogs are outside, and that's when I hear a thump outside my door. I looked around, and there was a rock with a note stuck to it. After that, I heard my dogs barking at our driveway. The note read, "I know where you live. I've never been this scared in my life. I just feel lucky to have 3 dogs in my house at all times." Now, I'm not the kind to show emotion or get scared easily, but that freaked me out. I'm shaking and on the nerve of calling the police. Was this just one big coincidence?
I would have called the
Or did the
police.
same guy from Omegle really somehow figure out where I live? When my friends and I were 15 years old, we went on Omegle a lot. I'm sure most of you already know what Omegle is, but if
Kind of.
not, it's a chat website that pairs you with a random person for a one-on-one conversation. You can disconnect and start a new chat with someone else at any time. At the time, the website was still in its prime and hosted around 150,000 people online at all times. We liked to mess with people and would completely make up who we were. We were young and had a bad sense of humor. Well, one day,
Sounds like me.
we decided to go on Omegle and say some very off-the-wall stuff. On that day, we decided to tell strangers that we had kids locked in our basement. For whatever reason, it was comedy gold in our 15-year-old minds, and we thought the reactions would be hilarious. We maybe told 1 or 2 strangers this, and they just disconnected. But then, we connected to a stranger who was either genuinely worried or wanted to play along with the creepy message. We told the stranger our joke for the day. The stranger asked why we would be so despicable and that he would call the cops. We laughed it off and disconnected. We connected to the next stranger, and the first message that popped up was almost unbelievable. "How are those kids in your basement?" We were shocked and disconnected immediately. We tried to laugh it off for a few seconds and connect to another stranger. While we were connected to another stranger, another message popped up in the chat. "I'm still waiting to hear about those kids." We decided to disconnect and reconnect one more time. The last message this person sent was, "I'm still here, and I'm still waiting for your answer." Finally, we came to our senses and got off the computer for a while. I remember being so worried that whoever that was called the cops on us.
That's it? Worried? That's it? Dude. That's why you don't mess with people. You don't know what people are capable of. I have learned that in my years. Don't mess with people. Don't.
Luckily, nothing ever came of it. After that, we stopped going on Omegle as much. I still wonder if a moderator was on the site and had a way to keep connecting to us, or if it was someone who was good at hacking. I'm sure what we told that person freaked them out as much as they freaked us out. Overall, we learned a good lesson and realized that we weren't as funny as we thought.
I mean, hey, man.
Some of you
Alright, guys. So that is going to be the end of today's video. Yeah, don't forget to hit the like button down below. Comment if you guys want a part 2. And don't forget to subscribe. And I'll talk to you guys in the next episode. Peace.